Hi everyone, it's Melissa from Mama's Home Cooked Meals. Today what I'm making is I'm making pasta and ground beef. Very easy, anybody can make it. All you have to do is just have a little bit of patience. You take the ground beef and you put it in the pot and you put in a sliced onion. A full onion is what I put in. If you want to hide it from your children, all you have to do is grate it and they wouldn't even know it's in there. You could grate a carrot, you could grate anything and put it in. So I took the ground beef and I put it in the pot with the onion. I put in a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of half tablespoon of pepper. I put in just a few chili flakes. I put in a tablespoon of garlic, a tablespoon of onion powder, and I took 2 buds off of the garlic clove and I added them in. And I'll leave it all simmer down really good until you get all that yummy goodness. And I'll stir it up just like so. And then I'll add in a can of mushrooms soon. And I'll leave that simmer down just for a few minutes. Because when all this is done, I'm going to take off all the excess oil just for health purposes. And then I'm going to add in a can of tomato paste and a can of tomatoes. And once you add them in, I find if I leave the tomato paste stir around really well, then I find that gives it a little bit more tangier. And after I add in all that, I do put in a good tablespoon or teaspoon, no, I say tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of sugar to take out that bitterness out of your paste. I find that way better. And then I re-add in another tablespoon of salt, another tablespoon of garlic powder, and I leave all that cook up. And once it's all done, then I add in my spaghetti, which I will do eventually. I'll get back to this after this is all done. And then you'll have all that yummy goodness. And it only takes you a good half an hour. You just have to have patience and go with it. So we'll see you soon. Now that I took the can of paste and I added about a can and a half of water and I put it all out and I put it back into the pot. And now I took 2 big nice tablespoons of sugar, and I find that that takes out the bitterness of your sauce. So I'm going to leave this boil up for a good, I like to leave it a little bit longer, but it all depends on your preference because the hamburger's all cooked and stuff. So you should leave it for about a good half an hour, but I'll probably leave it a little bit longer today. And I'll leave everything boil up so I see how nice and thick it is. And even if you put in that can, like I put about a can and a half is what I was taught growing up, and it still tastes really good to this day. And you leave all that boiled together. I took all that grease off. All that's in there is your onion, your mushrooms, your tomatoes, your hamburger, and all your different spices that you want to put in. I don't like it overly spicy. I just like it that you taste that. You get a taste of everything. And then I have my water boiling. When my pasta's done, I'll be back. Hi everyone, so now that my pasta is all cooked and my hamburger mix is all cooked, I'm going to take that and I'm going to pour it on top of that. I always have extra left, and when you're done, all you do is stir it up and you taste all that yummy goodness. This is your final result. You can see that I have the pasta all mixed in with the sauce. And you get a bite of everything. You get your hamburger, you get your mushroom, you get those tomatoes. That tastes really tender in your mouth. And really, it only took me like 40 minutes to make this meal, which could have been sooner, as long as your ground beef is cooked. But you want to leave that sauce simmer. And if I could let it simmer, I can leave it simmer for hours and it would taste so good. You can start it in the morning, put it in your crock pot, and then leave it go. And then just add in your pasta when you get home. Because I find pasta, it'll blow up, so it's not that good. And the other thing is I wash my hands a lot during these meals because I'm touching different other things. And you just taste it. And when you get that just perfect taste, then you know that you cooked it. And you could serve this here to a family of 5. Even stretch it to 6. And whatever you have left over, you leave it cool. Put it in your container. You take it to work. Mine's gluten-free, but you don't have to be gluten-free. I just put gluten-free pasta inside, and nobody even noticed the difference, unless I told them it's a certain one that I buy. And I never did my whole life, and I found out that I had to have gluten-free, which I'm a good girl at times with it, but I'm just learning. But you don't even have, this is not a gluten-free meal, but it is a gluten-free meal at the same time. So, well, I guess it is. But I don't usually do that. I use the normal pasta, especially if I have my family, which we grew up on it. And I hope you enjoy this meal. So, like I said, it's easy to make, and I'll put all the ingredients in the bottom, so that way there you know what to add. And every time that you make it, it'll get better and better and better. And there's so many easy meals out there that anybody can make, even if you're scared to a burnt craft dinner. I've heard of that before, and I'm just an everyday person that grew up around a stove that my parents, and you had to cook, and you had to cook for big families.